Hey everyone, Dan here from Heavy Metals, and today we're going to talk about some breakthrough news that just happened with the Middle East. Iran has come out and they have said that they have reopened the Strait of Hormuz, and that has sent the stock market soaring as well as oil prices tumbling. Last I checked, oil prices were $78 a barrel. I think we'll go much lower than that, probably to 65 around there, and then we'll settle just like gold and silver have settled in the ranges that they've been. Just about all the markets are just settling now, except the stock market because of this latest news. We are rocketing in the stock market right now. I had other videos that I'm going to be filming, but once this news broke, I had to jump on real quick and just give you guys an update on what I'm thinking. So because of all of this and the whole, Iran, U.S. Conflict, war, whatever you want to call it, whatever we're calling it now, I wanted to jump on here and give you my prediction for silver because silver is jumping. Last I checked, it was 85 an ounce. It's, it's fluctuating a lot ever since the news broke. But that's one reason why you should have silver in your portfolio is because when it moves violently, very rapid. I love how it moves. It basically, way back in the day, if silver moved like 20 cents, silver stackers would be really happy. They go, oh, it went up 20 cents. If it went up $1, they would be really ecstatic. Oh, wow, it moved up $1. These days, it moves several dollars. It's moving more and more like gold moves, and with the increments of moves now, so that's where we're at. And at the beginning of the year, we had that huge rally and up to $120 an ounce before we collapsed all the way down to 60. And so I'm going to give you my prediction for silver. And my timeline for this prediction is, I'm going to say the middle of 2027. So June 2027. I do predict that silver will be $180 to $200 an ounce. Okay, 200 being the top. Just like 120 was the top before, 200 I think is the next top. And here's why. Although silver is going up because of the Strait of Hormuz being open and everything, something is happening where when Russia invaded Ukraine and the U.S. put sanctions on Russia and took them out of the SWIFT system, etc., basically all of the banks, institutions, some retail investors, everybody said, wow, okay, so let me get this straight. If we do something, if our country does something that the U.S. doesn't like, we are going to be punished for it. And the U.S. dollar has been used as a weapon against Russia, and obviously against Iran now and all that other stuff. So I think other countries are going to see this and they are going to say, all right, we need to still load up on gold, silver, obviously platinum and palladium have also jumped. I'm just going to show some of the different pieces I have in here. So I think the de-dollarization that we have seen all throughout last year will continue, right? It's pretty much a collateral damage effect. You can see the two proof eagles right here. It's pretty awesome. Most of these eagles are 2018 because when silver was really, really cheap, I just bought basically a tube of them. Now, of course, back then if I would have known then what I know now, I wouldn't have done that. I would have gotten different years, and all that, different conditions, maybe a few more proofs, because silver was really cheap. And then I got these, I think both of them last year. This one was when we had that solar eclipse. Let me show you that. It was really cool. And then this one was a Halloween one. I think it was based on Wicked when that came out in the movies and all that. I forget the theme behind it, but it's basically a Halloween witch silver eagle. And they started colorizing a lot of the eagles with different themes now. But anyway, $200 is my prediction because of de-dollarization. And countries are still going to be scared. You know, will they be invaded next? Will the dollar be used against them like a weapon? Who knows, right? That just seems to be the way of it. And, you know, I'm obviously for America. I'm an American, right? I'm for America, but it would be a much better practice if we were not the cleanest shirt in a dirty hamper. You know, it would be the best if we didn't have our national debt being what it is, you know, which we're just inflating away, right? Which is why you want to hold these kind of things, you know, because these will at least retain their value. I'm not saying that anyone's going to become a millionaire or whatever from holding metals, but at least you won't go absolutely broke, you know? That's the entire idea. You're holding real, tangible assets outside of the banking system. To me, that's very, very important. And I recommend everybody hold something, anything, you know? Even copper shot up when all this de-dollarization occurred. That's how crazy all of this is. Let me zoom out again so you see everything. So that's where I'm at. I wanted to just send this quick little video. And my prediction is 200. 200 over the next year and a half. And this is my first prediction video. So, you know, it might slap me in the face. I don't know. But that's okay. Because like I say in all my videos, I'm stacking no matter the price. You know, we haven't talked yet in my videos about the gold to silver ratio, but if the gold to silver ratio collapses really, really far down, that means silver's in the thousands of dollars per ounce. And, you know, one of the YouTube channels that I followed way, way back in 2017, 2018, this guy pretty much is now, he predicted a lot of things way back that came true. And now he came back to YouTube and is predicting that the gold to silver ratio will be 1-to-1 at some point. And that basically means, if you don't know what that is, that basically means that gold and silver at one point will be the same price. Now, that could mean that both gold and silver are $1 an ounce, or $5,000 an ounce, or $10,000 an ounce, right? We don't know. But I highly doubt it's going to be $1 an ounce, right? So, oh, by the way, this was a set, the proof eagles. So if I turn it around, both of them have the different reverse, you know. And like I mentioned, I think before in one video, I like the original better. But, you know, I understand the change, but I like that. I think it's great. Let me see. So there's the original version. There's the non-proof and then the proof. It's pretty cool. Like that frost is awesome on there. All right. So I wanted to keep this one a little bit short. I have more videos on the way. But yeah, I am encouraged by the good news. But at the same time, I expect these markets to start shooting up, not because of peace, but because other countries are scared. $200 of silver per ounce is my year and a half prediction. All right, so let me know what you guys think, what your prediction is. And I personally hope I'm wrong for a while because I want to keep stacking. So as cheap as I can, right? So you guys let me know what you think. Comment down below. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I've seen many people subscribe so far. And, you know, obviously I have a long way to go before the channel is, you know, really taking off. But I really appreciate everybody's support so far. And, you know, you guys are great. And, you know, I respond to every comment. I like the comments, you know. I really like seeing everyone's insight. So, all right, this has been Dan with Heavy Metals.